I used to have severe anxiety and panic attacks, and I somehow fixed it. I'm only sharing this video because it's Men's Mental Health Month, and I thought this might actually help somebody. So, let me set the scene for you. 20 years old, working in sales, got some side hustles, got some crypto, things are looking up. I was considering going back to university as well because I dropped out during COVID, and I thought, you know what, that was a bit of a rash decision maybe. Let me just go back and do that. I start feeling unwell, random day in October. Got told it was a chest infection, body's going to fight itself off, I'll be absolutely fine. After a few weeks, I don't feel great, but I've got a friend's birthday, very special friend, so I was like, you know what, let's just do this. Go out for that person's birthday, and my throat feels like it's closing. I end up coming home from London. I live in Kent, so, a bit of a trek, but I end up, the entire way home, I felt terrible. Like, I felt like my throat was closing and I was going to die, and it was like the worst thing in the world. Now, I go back to the doctor, kind of get brushed off a little bit, but over the next few months, I still don't feel any better. What's worse is now I've developed these extra symptoms. So, one, I couldn't go outside because every time I went outside, my legs felt shaky, which was really weird because I would be here, there, and everywhere. I couldn't drive my car longer than a few minutes, which again was weird because I'd go and see some of my friends that went to uni in Nottingham or Manchester. So, a bit weird. And I also just couldn't leave the house in general. Like, even if I went into the garden, I would literally feel terrible. I'd feel like I'm about to have an anxiety attack, or if I spoke too much, if I ate something. It just wasn't great. I ended up losing about 30 kilograms in a few months, which purely because I wasn't eating a lot, because every time I ate, my throat would feel like it was closing up, or I would just throw it up, or things just weren't going too well. Now, there was moments where I felt like I was getting better, but over the next few months, I ended up still feeling the same way, and I ended up having my 21st birthday within this sort of feeling. I had a few friends around, and I had some great friends. They'd take me out and they'd try and get me out of my comfort zone, and I'd have panic attacks even when I was out with them. Like, we'd go like 2 minutes down the road just to like test how far I could go, but they really did try, which was really, really good. I appreciate it so much. Now, it got to my birthday, and I'm 21 years old, and I feel like I'm being robbed of my youth. For the next few months, I still feel the same way, but I started deciding that, you know what, like, I can get past this somehow. I don't know how, but I'm gonna find a way around it. But life threw me another curveball, which helped me a lot, but I didn't realise that in the moment. And that was that the doctors wanted to do a few checks on me at the hospital, and there was a few procedures. Now, I remember lying on the hospital bed and just thinking, this is the worst that it could be. Like, I don't think I should be here, but this is literally the worst that it could be. Worst case scenario, I just die here today. But, like, obviously that didn't happen because we're talking now. But I took that framework into everything, that I was like, even if I'm terrified of doing something, the worst thing that could happen is that I end up in a hospital bed or dead. And that's not a reason to do basic tasks, because in my head, the easiest of tasks, like going down the road or just getting in my car and driving somewhere, became such a challenge. I even changed my jobs to one that was more local, so then the commute would be less, because I just could not find a way to like get myself to do the commute I was doing prior. The other thing that I did was I kept on telling myself that this is easy. I can do whatever task was ahead of me. I was like, that's easy. I can do that. And I just kept on affirming it to myself, like way before I'd visualized me doing the thing. And again, it was like, it might sound silly, but in the mental state that I was in, that I'd found myself in, I just couldn't get beyond that. Like, just constantly telling myself that it would be okay was like it was a huge support for myself. So after a few months, I still felt somewhat anxious, but I would always try and do new things. One of the bigger things was getting onto a plane. I used to a lot before COVID, but after COVID, it just was like, and after I got ill, I just hadn't done it, and I'd find any excuse to not do it. And I literally just kept on saying to myself, I was like, well, like I'd actually rather die on that plane than like not do it because I'm afraid. Um, and I just reminded myself that like I am the result of God knows how many ancestors and generations of building. And it's like I feel like I come from, let's say, strong ancestors. Even if I don't actually know, but like I just said to myself, I was like, I do. So yeah, I'm able to do any of these things. Um, and that takes us to closer to now, where sometimes I still feel a bit anxious, but I just do stuff. It did take some time. Like this is a story from the past, like 3 years, so it's taken time to get here. But yeah, things are looking up again by the grace of God, and going through this really, I guess, changed who I was as a person. I used to be very hot-headed, became very calm. I think had a bit of an ego and was a bit cocky, and that like kind of disappeared as well. Like I feel like life. Well, I felt very humbled after that point. So, um, yeah, and most importantly, it made me a lot more grateful. I felt like I was chasing the world before, and after that, I realized that the most important thing is obviously your health and being able to spend time with people that you care about. And I think I definitely found God on a bit of a deeper level than I had prior to this. So yeah, yeah, like if you are struggling, there is a way out. Um, Sometimes that might mean distancing yourself from certain people, um, and finding people that you feel safe with that will allow you to try the new things. I remember the first time going back up to London was that I had to go with like one of my friends, and it was like this person I felt incredibly safe with, and that was the only reason why I was able to do that. Otherwise, I would have been terrified. Um, and yeah, like life is good now. I feel incredibly grateful, and yeah, although there's periods of times where I think about that I wanted to go back to university, it's just I found alternate means to scratch that itch. But yeah, not something that people that know me would expect, and it's been a crazy ride. But whatever God gives me, I'm incredibly grateful for now. So, but I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. I knew that I didn't want to take any medication, so I didn't. And yeah, like I just woke up and basically just tried my best, and that is what I will continue to do going forwards. And if you are struggling, I hope this helps you.